Welcome to Betrayal Narratives. In today's video, Script Jack, she thought she was being sneaky, but what she didn't know was that I had learned about all of this from a colleague of hers who was disgusted by what was happening. I made my plans and got ready. Fortunately, I had time to manage the anger and prepare for what was about to unfold. It would all kick off tonight, right after dinner. Kayla, tonight. Then Mary, my friend, inquired, "Yeah, I'm finally going to do it. I'll wait until after dinner, hand him a beer, and then I'll fill you in on what happens," I replied. "Just remember to stay strong. He won't like it, but you have to remain firm. I'll keep that in mind. Just as we discussed, he doesn't have a choice. This is how it's going to be, and if he truly loves me, he'll let me do this for my happiness. That's right, just be prepared for him to yell and scream. He'll resist, but eventually he'll come to his senses and accept the new reality. It's crucial that you stay calm but firm. Let him have his tantrum, and then he'll realize that you're in charge." That's right. Besides, as far as he knows, this will only be temporary. Once he accepts it, he'll start to enjoy it. Then it'll just keep going. Are you sure about all this? Jack can be very stubborn. Look, Kayla, Jack loves you more than anything in the world. Sure, he'll get angry, but when he calms down, he'll realize that he loves you so much that he'll do anything to make you happy. Even that, okay? I think you're the expert. Trust me, it took me messing up 2 marriages to figure it all out, but I perfected the method. On my 3rd marriage, you've met my current husband. He is now completely under my control. He even stands next to the bed when I'm with someone else. I also sometimes have him clean up afterward. A month from now, another Jack will get in line as well. Then you can be assured of the security of your marriage to Jack, as well as the pleasure of several other men. I finished the day and went home to cook Jack's favorite dinner. When Jack came home, he greeted me with the words, "I love you," and kissed me on the cheek as usual. Despite my best efforts, I was still nervous. This was going to be a significant step and change in our marriage, but it was all worth it. Mary had been telling me about her feminine marriage ministry for quite some time now. I have personally seen it work for her and her husband. He was really happy with how their marriage turned out. I'm sure Jack would love it too. The conversation over dinner was pleasant. We exchanged stories from the previous day and discussed some of the day's news. It was a laid-back dinner for us. After dinner, I insisted that he grab a beer and relax. While I cleaned up, he resisted a bit, wanting to help, but I assured him it wasn't much and I could handle it. The leftovers, restored the dishes, went into the dishwasher, and it was time. I poured myself a glass of wine, mentally prepared, and headed into the living room for the conversation. "Jack, honey, we need to talk." I began. "Sure, honey, about what?" "Okay, Jack, I realize this might be difficult for you to accept right now, but it's something I really need to do. Please keep in mind that this is only temporary, okay? So what do you need if it's that crucial to your happiness?" Of course, I'll do what I can. So far, he had handled it well. Not even bothered. That's good. We've discussed having kids, and I'm almost ready for that, but there are a couple of other things I need to do first. It should take a couple of months at most, then we can start working on having kids. That's great, baby. So what are those things you need to do? Here it is. I took a deep breath, preparing for the reaction. "Well, Jack, I need to explore a bit before settling down completely. It will be temporary, and then I can be the best wife and mother to our children you could dream of." "All right, my love, that sounds reasonable so far, but how are you planning to go about it?" "Wow, he's handling it well. I expected him to freak out. I'll be seeing other men for a while. We'll still make love regularly, but I'll also have lovemaking with other guys to clear my head. Remember, it's only lovemaking with them. You are the only one who has my love. I'll return to you in a couple of months, be your faithful wife again, and then we can start working on having the kids we've planned." "Well, Kayla, you don't seem to be asking for my permission, so I assume you've made up your mind." "I'd like to go on record saying I'm not in favor of it. If you're asking for permission, I'm not giving it. However, you're a grown woman, so I won't stop you if you think it's necessary." Things were going better than I imagined. He didn't raise his voice, said it conversationally. "Mary must be right, Jack. We'll accept the new role I'm preparing him for. So, Kayla, how will this work? Are you moving out, or do you expect me to? Are you bringing them here, or going to their place or a hotel?" Oh, well, we're both going to keep living here. We're married, and as I said, we'll keep making love the other guys. Will just be love making with you." It will be making love. I may go to them or bring them here. In those cases, you'll have to sleep in the spare bedroom. I don't see the need for a hotel room. Since we could just stay here again, I'm not in favor, but we shouldn't have lovemaking during this. I won't risk catching any STDs. Once you're done, we'll wait until you're tested and cleared. Have fun. Don't worry about me. Well, Jack can't say I'm not disappointed. Kayla and Jack were once in a relationship that appeared stable on the surface. However, over time, Kayla became influenced by her friend Mary, who encouraged her toward reckless choices and a distorted view of relationships. Kayla began distancing herself emotionally and physically from Jack. Believing she could control the situation while still keeping him devoted to her? One night, after a conversation that seemed calm on the surface, Jack agreed to move out of their shared bedroom. Kayla misunderstood his words and assumed he would simply move into the spare room. Instead, Jack quietly packed his belongings and left the house entirely without confrontation. Blinded by excitement and outside influence, Kayla ignored the uneasiness she felt and went out with Mary and coworkers. Her choices that night would soon come back to haunt her. Over the following days, she realized that Jack had completely disappeared from her life. His phone was blocked, his friends refused to help, and even his workplace offered no answers. Soon after, Kayla, Mary, and two coworkers became entangled in a workplace scandal. Legal papers arrived, revealing that their actions had been exposed. The company launched an investigation, and strict rules were enforced. Within days, their reputations were destroyed, their friendships collapsed, and their careers were placed in danger. As divorce proceedings unfolded, Kayla finally grasped the weight of her decisions. The excitement she once chased had cost her everything. Her home was empty, her marriage was broken. Her dignity was gone. Her friends had turned their backs on her, desperate to repair what she had destroyed. Kayla sent Jack a long email accepting full responsibility for everything. She admitted her mistakes without excuses. She expressed remorse, shame, and regret. Most of all, she admitted that she still loved him and wanted nothing more than the chance to make things right. Time passed slowly. For months, she heard nothing. Eventually, Jack responded, not with anger, but with distance and caution. Trust had been shattered, and rebuilding it would not be easy. 2 years later, the consequences of the scandal had reached everyone involved. Jobs were lost. Marriages were destroyed. Lives were permanently altered. Mary, once confident and manipulative, lost everything financially and socially. The coworkers who once laughed together were now struggling to survive. Kayla's life had also changed completely. The control she once believed she had was gone. She had exchanged reckless freedom for deep repentance. Though she remained with Jack, their relationship was no longer the same. Trust was something that had to be rebuilt slowly, painfully, and through sustained accountability. In time, they rebuilt a version of their family. Children were born. Responsibilities replaced chaos. Kayla no longer lived for thrill or outside validation. She lived with daily reminders of the cost of betrayal and the power of forgiveness. In quiet moments, Kayla reflected on her past with both regret and gratitude. Regret for what she destroyed. Gratitude for the chance she was given to rebuild. She learned that love cannot survive without loyalty, respect, and responsibility. True devotion, she realized, is not about control or dominance. It is about honoring trust and protecting the bond that once came so close to being lost forever.